You know, I wrote a book, right? It's called Buy a Game, and it's free. Click the link down there. You got it.
DreAllDay.com.
But anyway, today we're going to talk best way to play with confidence, Ryan, is get my book. It's called The Super You. Go to the link in my bio here on Periscope. We're talking about producing versus consuming, ladies and gentlemen. You had to, I think that everybody at the core of what it is that you're doing business-wise, personal-wise, professional-wise, relationship-wise, you are either a producer or you are a consumer. A producer or a consumer. Switch said, hey, remember when I had 100 followers? Well, listen, I'm trying to get 100 more. I'm trying to get 100 more. I want to still deliver value as if I had 0 followers, as if I need some new followers. That's the way I produce value, and that's what we're talking about right now, actually. Producing and consuming, ladies and gentlemen, is you're either one or the other. You're either doing one or you're doing the other. If you look at your relationships, you look at your job, you look at your business, you look at how you handle yourself on a personal level, which one are you doing more of? Are you producing, which means you're doing things to give other people something to do? You're doing the stuff that other people get to talk about. You're making the stuff that other people stop to watch, stop to read, stop to listen to, go to the store and buy, spend their money to get. Are you producing? That's the producing side. And then you got the consuming side. The consuming side is the people who are watching, the people who are listening, the people who are reading, the people who are buying, the people who are eating. They're the consumers. We're talking about producing and consuming like Mike Young. And yes, of course, everybody does a little bit of both. Listen, I will watch a video on Periscope. Of course, I eat food. I go buy products and services. But I like to put myself in a position. Yeah, some people say kind of both. But this is what you have to ask yourself. Are you doing any type of production? Are you producing? Look at how you spend your last 24 hours. Look at how you spent the last 24 hours in your life. What were you doing during those time periods? Were you consuming things or were you producing things? If you factor out every single hour, I guarantee it's going to weigh heavily in one direction over the other. Which one are you doing? Are you producing or you're consuming? Because if you're producing, if you look around the people that you know to be powerful, people that you deem as being successful, they are all producers. The most successful people you know, they're producers. Name somebody that you know of that is successful, and we'll examine if they're a producer or a consumer. Some of you name some people that you know, because we're gonna go. I like to on Periscope. I like to have this interaction. I don't want to be this talking head like on ESPN, just telling you what I think. I want to interact with the audience. So tell me some people that you know of to be successful, and we're gonna see are they producing or consuming. Eric Thomas, great example. When you see Eric Thomas, what is he doing? He's recording. He's either putting out a video that he recorded. He's going to speaking somewhere. He's selling some t-shirts, right? He's selling a book. And what is that? He had to produce those t-shirts and those books and those ideas and those videos and those speaking engagements. He's producing. And people are consuming what he's putting out. Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant's producing. How many jerseys does Kobe Bryant sell? I mean, it's not really his jerseys, the NBA's, but how many jerseys out there? J. Cole, producing. How do you know? What do you know J. Cole for? You know him for making music, producing. Mark Cuban, producer. Persistence and preparation, right? LeBron James, producer. I see we're using a lot of basketball references, but yeah, these guys are producing. They're doing things that other people. How many people come to the basketball game to watch LeBron James play? 30,000 people come to the arena to see LeBron James or Kobe Bryant or Stephen Curry or whoever you want to name. Oprah Winfrey, producer. She is literally a producer. She's executive producer of her own TV show. She's producing those shows. How long has Oprah been on TV? I mean, she got her show now, the Oprah Winfrey Show, before she moved on to her own network. How long was that show on the air? 20 years. That show was on the air for a long time. All she was doing was producing. Now she's producing her own network. Donald Trump is a producer. You look up the Trump Towers, you look up the Trump Resorts. There's Trumps in Miami, there's Trumps in New York, there's Trump in Vegas, there's Trumps overseas. All he produces. He produces buildings, and what happens? People spend a whole lot of money to play golf on his golf course, to live in his condos, to stay at his hotels. People pay for that brand name because he is a producer. And somebody said, how at a young age can I prepare myself to produce content others enjoy? The number one thing you need to do is develop some expertise. You need to develop some skill and some experience. So you need to find an area to be an expert in. I just recorded an episode of my Work on Your Game show, which is on the Grant Cardone TV network, where I'm talking about that and how to become top 10% in anything in the world skill-wise. You must put an hour a day into anything. Anything for a year, you're going to be top 10%. Do it for 10 years, you'll be in the top 1%. So you being 15 years old, you're in a great position. So by age 16, a year from now, February 9th, 2017, you'll be in the top 10% of anything. I don't care. It doesn't matter if you're only 15. If you put an hour into any skill, but you must decide what that skill is going to be. Top 10%. What about 21? Exact same thing. It doesn't really matter what your age is. What is the thing that you want to be good at? If you want to produce content, what is it that you want to make content about? Do you have an idea? Both of you, the person who said 21, person who said 15, what is it that you want to make content about? I can tell you how you can start to develop ideas for that content. You want to be a basketball player? Then how many years you got in so far? That's the first question. How many years do you have in at this point? You're 21. How many years have you been putting in work at least an hour a day? Because basketball is a very competitive field. You got to understand with basketball, there's maybe 1,500 jobs in the entire world. Not 1,500. 10,500 jobs in the entire world. About 3 years, well, you got 7 years to go. Now, you can collapse that time frame by putting in a little bit more work, but you got to put in the right work. You got to have the right instructions from somebody who knows what they're talking about. I will be that person. Go to hoophandbook.com. That's my training program's website. You got content but need funds? I don't believe that to be true. What kind of content you got, and why would you need funds to put out content? Tell me why that is. If anybody else got a question, we're talking about producing and consuming. Please post your questions. Please keep the hearts going. Can we get some more hearts? Clothing line. So what do you mean by you have content? What do you mean about content that you already have? Architecture. Beats Mateo said architecture. What about architecture? You saying that you already have the content? You saying you got the idea? You saying you already had 10 years? Where you at? What's your position right now? I appreciate the hearts. Please keep the hearts coming. Somebody please swipe to the right and share this on Periscope. Let's get some new people in here so that they can get this knowledge and information. Early bird gets the worm. Well, yeah, early bird does get the worm. I want to make a self-development YouTube channel. Okay. Do you have experience in self-development? Have you been doing it long enough that you actually have some expertise that somebody else will value? How much have you grown and producing since a year ago at this same time today? I don't know. I know I put out at least one video a day every day over the last year. I know I've written a blog post at least once a day over the last year. I know at this time last year I had 5 books. Now I got 7 books. This time last year I had not done a TED Talk. Now I've done 2 this time last year. I didn't have a show on the Grant Cardone TV network. Now I got 1. So I'm producing. I'm always producing. You have been reading for years. Have you been applying? How many years and have you been applying this stuff? You got to put yourself in a position where somebody else will value what you know. See, reading alone doesn't mean that you're worthy of selling your information to somebody else, because anybody can grab a book and read it. Do you know how to apply it? Can you organize and apply the things that you read in a way that the person who wrote the book didn't? Because if all your information came from reading a book, then what do I need you for? I can just go buy the book that you read, and now I just duplicated everything that you know. Now I don't need you. Now I can just kick you out. I can just kick your ass out the way. Austin said, I want to be a basketball trainer. How do I get started to produce clients? Well, number one thing is that you need people to know that you're actually good at it. So go find some basketball players and train them. Train them, don't charge them anything, and get results from those players, then use their testimonials to find more players. If you're going to do it on the internet, you need to start displaying your expertise. Make videos. Currently reading The Art of War, Sun Tzu. That's a great book. If you want to be a basketball trainer, you're going to go through the internet, start making videos displaying your expertise, but be willing to do it every day for a year before you get a single client. Probably won't take that long, but be willing. What do I think of an undersized point guard needs in his game to be a pro? He needs skills just like any other size point guard. I work hard on my own. How do I produce more on the floor? Go to dreallday.com/play, P-L-A-Y. What up? Who was that just came in? dreallday.com/play. That teaches you how to play basketball as well as you practice it. I believe so. I can put my own perspective on it. I made videos, but should I just post them? Of course. What you make them for? Did you make them just to look at them? You want them to collect dust? What you do? Why did you make videos if you're not going to put them out? Yes, put your content out. If you put your content out, you put yourself ahead of a lot of people who make content who don't put it out. They're like, well, I don't like how I look in the videos. You don't believe how many people I know who have made videos and said, I didn't put it out because I don't like how I look. Do I have a mentor? Yes, I do. I have several mentors. Some that I know personally, some that I've never met. Some that are not even alive right now. But yes, I do have mentors. So right now we're talking about producing and consuming for those who are in. I appreciate the hearts. Those of you tapping the screen for the hearts, I appreciate that. It looks like a bag of Skittles. The hearts is on that side for y'all. Going to be on Fort Lauderdale for one day. What is the best beach, and is Sawgrass Mall okay? Well, if you're going to be in South Florida, all the beaches are great. I didn't know there's a such thing as the best beach. I mean, the beach is the beach. And what do you need to have a beach? Water and sand, right? So, I mean, the beach is the beach. Is Sawgrass Mall okay? I mean, it's a mall. I mean, what do you expect from the mall? Somebody called me 50. I don't think I look anything like 50. South Beach is all posers. Well, all right, well, there you go. You already know what you don't want, so now you know what you do want. What's going on? Who is that? Lil Mama? How you feeling, Lil Mama? Where you checking in from? How do you balance being an entrepreneur and having a relationship? Easy. If you're going to be, I talked about this on Snapchat last night. If you're not on my Snapchat, follow my Snap now, and you'll see the stream of snaps I did last night where I was talking about that specific question, which is at Dre Baldwin. Dre Baldwin is my Snapchat. And one of the things that I said is you need to have a conversation with your family, your friends, your girl, your wife, your husband, and let them know, like, listen, I'm all in on this, on building my business right now. This might take me the next 10 years. I need you to understand that, and we need to be on the same page. Like, doesn't mean you're not going to spend any time with them, but they got to know that you got to prioritize getting this stuff done. They got to know, like, it's nights where I'm recording, or I'm up writing, or I'm on my computer exporting videos that go on YouTube, or for my Work on Your Game show, or working on my TED speech, or making phone calls, and my girl falls asleep on the couch waiting for me to finish working. But she understands that. As long as there's a conversation where there's an understanding. Now, if you're doing it and you never said nothing, then there can be problems. So you just got to make sure you're clear with your family, kids, wife, whoever, who it is, about what it is you're doing. I didn't get that a couple comments came through while I was saying that. Please repost those comments. I want to hear those. I want to take all questions. I want to get all those questions. Is Chris Bosh washed up? No, Chris Bosh an all-star, ain't he? Didn't he make all-star? But even if he didn't, Chris Bosh is pretty damn good. How do you balance a relationship and a business partnership? What do you mean by that? Do you mean like you're in a business partnership with the same person you're in a relationship with? Be more specific as to what you mean. And when you say relationship, you mean like an intimate, like boyfriend, girlfriend, or like a friend? What do you mean relationship? I know it's mental. I know posting my content, whether I don't think is my best. Yes, definitely post the content. Bosh is still Captain Canada. I never even heard anybody call him that. But Chris Bosh is pretty damn good. He is definitely not washed up. Best way to get recruited, I just made a show episode about this, selling yourself in life. Number one step is you must be and do someone who is worthy of exposure and attention. So if you're not getting recruited yet, that means you haven't done enough to get the attention of someone who would be interested in recruiting you. You have not done enough. Not them, you. I had a bad dream with a not so great business partner. A dream? When you say an hour or so a day, no, not an hour or so, an hour. What would you do? What would I mean to do every single day? Be more specific. What is it that you're looking to get in the top 10% of? Tell me that thing and I'll tell you what you could do for an hour or so a day. When I say an hour a day, I mean an hour a day. Spend an hour a day doing that thing. Being a pro player. Are you working on your game for an hour a day? Basketball players, you probably need to have some strength and conditioning too. So are you doing that for an hour a day? Are you taking care of your body for an hour a day? I really think constantly contacting college and local radio with demos pays off. For what pays off to do what? Pays off in what way? What is it that you mean it pays off? Fashion and designing, sacrilegious. Are you asking a question, Sack? Give me some context as to what you're saying. Promoting my brand. Yeah, it can promote your brand. Number one thing, when you reach out to someone and you're trying to promote yourself, you need to have some collateral. You need to be able to say to them, listen, this is what I got and this is why you want me around. Kobe has a crazy work ethic. Yeah, at least that's what we've heard. I mean, I never worked with Kobe. All I know is the stories that I've heard, but I would assume that to have the game that he has, I would think that he does have a very strong work ethic. I would agree with that. But even though none of us have ever actually seen it, we only go off of what we hear. I'm 27, never played high school, played 2 years in JUCO, and went to an open run at NAIA. That's J.B. Marquez. Okay, Jay. So what's the next step? What's the next step? Is there a question to that, or are you just sharing that with us? What's the next step for you? The coach wants you to play. The Raptors will win the East. The Raptors are playing great. Where can I find your speech book on the top 10%? No, I did a show episode. That's going to be at dreallday.com/GCTV. Oh, my speech or book. Being in the top 10% wasn't a speech. It was a recorded episode like what you're watching right now, but it was recorded. It's going to be at dreallday.com/GCTV. That's my show called Work on Your Game on the Grant Cardone TV network. When this comes out, I'll tweet it. So just follow my Twitter or follow my Snapchat and you'll see me mention it when it comes out. It's not out yet. I just recorded it like right before I did this. Having family problems with my mom and my sisters. Well, what kind of problems? Here's the thing when it comes to selling yourself, ladies and gentlemen. No problem, Dark SC. If you're going to promote yourself and get somebody's attention and say, hey, here I am, in that moment when you had that person's attention or that business's attention or that group's attention, you have to have some collateral. You got to have something that you say, hey, this is me. I've done this, and this. This is who I am. This is where I've been. This is what I'm doing. This is what I'm about to do. If you can't fill in those with some substance, Nobody's going to give a damn about you having their attention. You'll have it for a split second, then it'll be gone, just that quick. I dunked first when I was 16. Don't know how tall I was. How is Grant Cardone as a person? I haven't really spent time with the guy, so I can't really tell you. I'm going to go off of what I've seen on TV like that. Our show is not done together. I do mine, he does his, so I can't tell you anything about the guy. What was that last comment? I didn't catch it. Somebody left a last comment that I didn't catch. We're talking about producing and consuming. Everybody who's watching, can I get some hearts, please, from the audience? Can I please get some hearts from the people watching? We're talking about producing versus consuming, because all the power, ladies and gentlemen, goes to the producers. The consumers don't have the power. The producers have the power. The consumers as a group have the power, but if you individually want to have the power, you got to be a producer. I appreciate that. I played at the open run. The coach wants me to play there. I feel too old to play. Okay, then don't play. Problem solved. You're only as old as you think you are is what the next comment was, which I agree with. But I mean, if you feel too old, then he already told you how old he thinks he is. He just said he's too old. So if you think you're too old, then you know what? You're right. I agree with whatever your assessment is. I don't try to talk people off the ledge, ladies and gentlemen. That's not what I do. I'm skeptical of advertising. Majority of media is untalented. What do you mean? You're skeptical of doing it yourself, or you're skeptical of someone else's advertising? Because advertising probably got you to spend some money at some point in your life. Advertising works. I mean, you could call social media advertising. You could call this advertising. I mean, I'm spending my time to put this out there to get people's attention in exchange. So instead of you paying money, all you're doing is paying attention. Traditional media has standards. What do you mean? What are some great drills to develop your shot? Go to my YouTube channel. Workonyourga.me. Workonyourga.me is my YouTube channel. I got 1,000 drills to develop your shot. Actually, I got 4,000 drills to develop your shot. So if you master 10% of those drills, you'll be good. You won't need no more drills for the rest of your life. It's all the education you'll need for your game. If you want to play overseas, we're playing JUCO or Division III and actually playing be better. Better than what? Better than what? And how do you define better? Give me a definition for better and tell me what is than not playing in a Division II or I. Would it be better than not playing at a Division II? Yes. Yes. It would be better to actually play than not play. Not physically, but you're saying mentally you feel too old to play. I understand what you're saying. And my response to what you're saying is this. If you feel too old, don't play. Now your problem is solved. So now you have no more problems. You didn't want to play because you feel too old, so just don't play. Go do something else. What was that last question? Somebody said, are you just solo or something else? I didn't catch the rest of that comment. So we're talking about producing versus consuming. Those of you who came in, if you got a question about producing and consuming, go ahead and post it. I answer all questions. There's no question that I can't address. I can address any question. Any hat can promote themselves. No filter consumer has to determine the value of the message. You're absolutely right. Yes, I do scope every single day. No torn shoulders. Yes, any hat can promote themselves, but that doesn't mean that you shouldn't do it. Everybody must promote themselves. If you want people to know who you are, know what you're doing, and pay attention to you and then pay you money, you must promote yourself. Because if they have no idea who you are, they can't buy anything, they can't pay attention to you, they can't become a fan, they can't follow you, they can't do anything. So just because anybody can do it doesn't mean you should beg off of doing it. You can just do it better than them. How many points I average at Penn State Altoona? Probably like 9, 10. If you read my book, Buy a Game, I wrote about that. And it's free. So if you just go to dreallday.com, put your email address in a pop-up, you'll get it and you can read it. Am I solo or do I have a team behind Dre helping him produce? So there's definitely a team of people. But I'm the front man, so I'm the guy you see on camera. How did I get my first contract? I wrote about that on my website. If you go to dreallday.com, go to the page called Guides and Tips. There's a specific post that I wrote how I got my first contract. My thoughts on creative. What do you mean creative? I don't even know what that means. My thoughts on creative. Be more specific in your questions. So this right here is my website. Well, this is the page called Guides, Tips, and Help. What's my book about? Which book you talking about? I got 7 books. Actually, you can see them right here. Dre Philosophy is my most recent one. There's 8 listed here. You're a singer. Right, so this is the Guides and Tips page. So this page has guides and tips on everything basketball, everything. Pro, college, high school, getting recruited. I got stuff for parents. Whoever you are, wherever you are in basketball, I got this. Somebody asked me, what are my thoughts on creative? What do you mean by that question? Give me more context to the question. I don't know at all what you're talking about. country singer Clay Walker. What about Clay Walker? I don't know who that is, but tell me why you're saying that name. Oh, creatine. Oh, creatine? I thought you said creative. All right. Creatine? It depends. What are you using the creatine for? All right, shout out to the country singer who's in here trying to promote himself in the comments. Now, what you should be doing, since you're a country singer, is doing your own stream and singing so you can get some people to watch you. If you're a singer, nobody wants to see you write. People want to, well, not say nobody. People want to hear you sing. You're a singer. My top 5 rappers, Biggie, Tupac, Jay-Z, 50 Cent, and one more. Let me think of it. I got to think of my 5th one. So producing versus consuming is what we're talking about, ladies and gentlemen. Creating, drinking a lot of water, destroy kidneys and liver. So every time you type in creatine, it's auto-correcting to something different. Easy E. Yes, 50 is in my top 5. 50 is my favorite rapper. I wouldn't necessarily say he's the best rapper, but he's my favorite rapper. So we're talking about producing versus consuming. Correlation between low education and negativity. I don't know. I don't even know what word to describe that. I don't know the correlation. Did I ever work out with Coach Lucas in Houston? I'm not from Houston, so no, I've never even met John Lucas. Where'd you get that question from? MC Search and Prime Minister Pete Nice. Hey, if that's who you like, cool. I'm going to take a couple more questions. We're talking about producing versus consuming, ladies and gentlemen. This is Dre Baldwin, Dre All Day, you talking to. Yeah, I've been to Vegas several times. This is Dre All Day, you talking to. I'm the author of 7 books. My first book, Buy a Game, is free. So any of you want to read my first book, I'll send you the PDF for free online. Just go to dreallday.com. You will get a pop-up that comes up on the screen. Put your name and email in. We'll send you that book probably within the next 20 minutes. You'll get the email. So don't email me 30 seconds later like, yo, where the book at? A couple people have done that. You'll get the book, read it for free. You can leave me an Amazon review, and I got 6 other books that you could buy on dreallday.com/Amazon or /iBooks. And I'm on Snapchat. Snapchat is at Dre Baldwin. Is that the only book that's for free? Yeah, that's the only book that's for free. What else you want for free? I've given you 4,000 YouTube videos for free, 4,000 blog posts for free, 400 Periscope streams for free. If you ain't willing to pay, well, listen, I'm looking for the consumers that want to pay. If you're not that person, it's all good. How hard is it to get a book out? It's not hard at all. Do you think it's possible to play pro well into your 40s? Well, it depends on who it is. Depends on who that person is. It's not a general answer that applies to everybody. So I thought I heard you mention him on here before. Nah, I didn't. That was somebody different. What's up, staying fresh for life? How you feeling? Andy checking in from California. I'm gonna take 2 more questions, then we wrapping up. Not that question. Northern Surfer, not that question. 2 more questions about producing and consuming. So I look like Will Smith, God style. Well, we are both from Philadelphia. We got that in common. I'm 6'6". Do I have to learn to shoot before a college ball? Well, you need to answer that question yourself. You're a basketball player. Don't let somebody else tell you what you need to do for your game. You should know. I appreciate that, Steve. Thank you for the hearts. If I want to play well into my 40s, what advice would I give you? Get some game and stay in shape. Those are 2 things I would tell you. All right, one more question. Anybody got a question about producing and consuming before we wrap up? This is Dre All Day. When am I going to make a working your game sweatsuit? I don't know about the pants, but we already got the hoodies. If you follow my Snapchat, you've seen the hoodie. I post it often. So you might just be behind in the information. We already got it out. All right, one more question, and then we are wrapping up. This is Dre Baldwin, dreallday.com. You are listening to, if you want to play in your 40s, all nutrition. Now, it's not all nutrition. It's also game. You have a good day, too. When am I going to get back on the scope? Every day. I just told you. I speak so fast. My Russian brain loaded. So, well, you'll get better. That's the thing. That's the thing. You'll get better at it. What do I consume the most of? Personal development. Things that will help me get better as a person in my business and my relationships, and in being able to produce content for you all. Because the things that I learn comes out in the things that I produce. That's a great question. Y'all work on your game. Go get my first book, dreallday.com. Put it up. Put your email address in. We'll send you that book. Go to dreallday.com/Amazon. Buy one of my books. Just pick one. After you finish it, give me a 5-star review on Amazon and buy another one. And by the time you finish all 7, I'm going to have another one out. Work on your game. dreallday.com. Make sure you get my first book, Buy a Game. It is free. Click the link right here below in the video description. I'm on all your favorite social media platforms, Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Periscope. All the links are right down here below. Is either Dre Baldwin or Dre All Day on each one of those sites. And make sure you are subscribed. Hit that subscribe button down there and the thumbs up like button Subscribe so you catch all the new content. I work on your game. Dre all day.